Hey, I'm Becky, I'm 25, and I'm a secondary school teacher in Birmingham. My Onelife story started when I was 17 on the M25 with some really brave friends coming with me my first drive on the motorway to the Onelife conference. I was expecting just some really fun times with some friends, yet something much more profound happened. I recognised that I was carrying three key beliefs: the fact that I was a woman, that I was young, and that I was unmarried, that I was disqualified for leading. Yet having seen it modelled, having seen it talked about and presented to me for the first time properly, I thought, gosh, I could have influence and I could lead. So now I'm 25, I am a secondary school teacher, and some things I've picked up from Onelife over the years I take now into my context working in the sphere of education are to see the child in front of me as quite simply that, a child, rather than a grade on a piece of paper. I work in an independent, selective, all-girls school in Birmingham, which consistently is ranked top 5 academically across the country. You know, pressure from the senior leadership who want to retain that high academic status, pressure from the parents, and pressure from myself where I feel that desperate imposter syndrome of being the youngest member of staff by about 20 years. So how do I live and lead for Jesus in this place? Well, it's actually all about, for me, starting the day well. You know, finding that comfortable armchair in my house and opening up the Bible and seeking the Lord in prayer and worship each day so that I have that perspective shift, that I see God as who He is, the King of Kings who has all things in hands, so that I don't have to look to myself and my own abilities, or lack of, and instead see that He equips me, He calls me each day, you know, just to be stepping into my workplace, into my school and being unashamedly non-conforming. With that challenging parent or that difficult student, that I can see them in front of me as God sees them and lead well in that situation, you know, responding accordingly, not with gossip in the staff room, but instead handling it with grace. So let me tell you about Tom, a boy I met in my training year whilst I was working in quite a tough inner city school in Birmingham. You know, a boy who was marked by the teachers as a class casualty. I remember this one specific lesson I'd chosen to go over to Tom, and I just decided just to encourage him in the moment. I was like, hey Tom, you know, this is brilliant, how you've done X, Y, Z there, wonderful, you know, brilliant work, keep it up. I could see it just landed a little bit for him, so I was like, hey, this is an opportunity just to encourage this boy. And I was like, you know, Tom, if you keep working like this, there's no reason why you can't go on to get, you know, a good grade in this topic. And this boy, who's quite a big character, and some might even say he was quite threatening, he kind of paused. And he looked up at me and he said, Miss, do you reckon? Because all I've ever been told is that I'm not good enough, that I'll go on and do nothing in my life. And that moment really will stick with me forever. I thought, gosh, am I the first adult today, this week, this month, who has spoken words of encouragement over you and words of life, rather than the neglect, of discouragement? And I just thought, gosh, what a privilege that I get to live and lead as Jesus would have me do in those moments.